what's happening, man?
Hey, what's up, brother?
Long time no see.
Yeah, man, what's been up with you?
Man, I just been trying to wake up my brothers to this truth.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we're part of the lost 12 tribes of Israel.
What?
We're from the tribe of Judah.
Oh, imagine that.
Judah, the bow shooter, the iron rod ruler. All nations gonna bow down, even Buddha. Wake up Jacob and the mighty men. Bring the forces of the Gentile riches in. Let the law go forth out Jerusalem. With the power of the Most High, take the land. 144,000, they all men. Ain't no turning back now, man, we going in.
I was born in the midst of a storm. I was formed to be a servant unto you.
Covenant between him and God. You know what I'm saying? And that's an everlasting covenant. Now you won't feel bad about it. I don't know if it's too late.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah. So brother, get your number, little. I'm gonna get your number.
Oh, pretty.
Oh, you know I got it. Here, you I got you.
Everyone around the picture. Yeah. Good. All pretty fast. Get a hand for the quad. For the time. I know this is you guys' first time. We love you guys. We love you guys. We want you guys to, come off. We've been working on the Passover. We want to know exactly how to shoot the Passover at Israelite. We know that we are Israelite. My topic today is according to the Passover. So we're going to go to Passover just a little bit. But we'll get into the days of the month. But we need to find out how do we find out what is the right day to celebrate Passover and how to do it and how to celebrate Passover. But also said we have to read King James Version Bible to get full understanding of what God's given us to receive the Holy Spirit in order to receive throughout the Holy Spirit. Let's read King James 16:11 Bible. Now when you get baptized and all that, He will send you the Comforter, which is the Holy Spirit, open your eyes to all things. Now when you do that, being His ordinance that He gives you, now you can go study other books. Because what happened is, I know you're saying about studying books, but right here, my part of the book period is you go to the Whole Witness Bible. It's a lot of scripture taken out of the Bible. Right. There's a lot of important scripture taken out of the Bible also. So you not only have the wrong word of the word, you have a lot of scripture taken out of the Bible. Right. And that's what we don't need if we want to edify the truth. And then the Bible is describing what Kali Yahshua was in Revelation 1, 13, 14, and 16, when his hills white like wool, trees like grass burning. That Bible say he was something. What kind of thing?
Actually, read it actually.
Yeah, it says something else. So what I'm saying is that you get the truth of who we are, you get a little Bible size, King James verse 16, will always blind you more than you always blind. That's why I don't recommend for nobody as a beginner. A person like you need to read it for the beginner. I recommend those books at all times. It'll throw them off. They'll read it, will have more questions than answers. So we need the answers. They don't need to write down and read out of it. Now I'm going to keep going back to the truth.
Because it's subjugated to the world way. They speak of humanity. And you don't find that in him. You don't find that in the case. Speak of humanity. Speak of our nation and tribes.
And then the books that we're going to go out into today, they're not in the Reverend King James. We got to do it.
Now, what he was talking about, everybody turn to Revelation chapter 1. But I in verse 14. And this describes how Yeshua looks. Okay? First, we're going to read from the NIV. And then we're going to read from the King James to show how the difference. Everybody got it?
We read from the King James?
Yeah, I'm going to read the New World Translation first, and then King James. All right? This is the King James. Revelation chapter 1, verse 14. It says, moreover, his head and his hair were white as wool. Excuse me, I read that wrong. Moreover, his head and his hair were white wool, as snow, and his eyes were like a fiery flame. 15. And his feet were like fine copper, when glowing in a furnace, and his voice was like the sound of many waters. Now that's what they call a New World Translation, right? Brother Ezekiel?
And in King James, his head and his hair were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters.
Anybody see the difference in how that's read? See that? Everybody see that? It'll blow your mind. Now, when you try to explain that to a Christian and they're read from New World Translation, they're going to fight you tooth and nail. Like, no, that's not what it meant. I mean, you just had white hair. Oh, no, that's not wool. I mean, and you try to tell them that's a texture. Now, how you back this up is you use a witness. Oh, I got you. Everybody turn to Daniel chapter 7, verses 9. Let me show you how to back this up. Chapter 7, verse 9. Okay. Now remember, we just read the New World Translation, and we just read the King James, right? Now, King James version, I'm going to read that over, and then we're going to read Daniel 7:9. Now check this out. His head and his hair were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were a flame of fire. Now remember this, white like wool, as white as snow. Okay? Now everybody got Daniel 7 and verse 9? Okay? Check this out. I beheld till the throne were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow. Ah, we go again. And the hair of his head like a pure wool. That's backing it up right there. Right.
And that's my whole point about those other books. There's guidance. You don't know how to do those stuff. If you want everybody's truth, you want King James 16 and 11. You just have to look for those books will throw you off. Like I said, I read one year I had ordered, I like the big print. I ordered this right here, NIV by mistake. And my main problem is that when I ordered by mistake, I said I was still going to read it. And what I did, I read this whole Bible. I compared it to King James 16:11. I found so many errors in this book. I found it's just that many, and there's so many scriptures that's missing.
Matthew 11.
All those scriptures missing, so if you get these books, it will mess you up. It's going to heal you and help you, it will mess you up. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't need this at all.
And just like it says in Revelation, it says a lot of people use this when they say his head was white. Okay, they ain't talking about this, because a lot of people use that. They talking about this is talking about his hair. This is what they refer to in the Bible as your hair on your head, the head. And when he says hairs, he's talking about your hairs. Right. You see what I'm saying? So that's something that we really, a lot of people will use that quick to try to twist that and say, oh, his head was white. It says it's so right there. So the first thing you think is, oh, his head. Yeah, right. This was right. And his hairs.
And they try to misconstrue the Bible because nobody's head is white. Ain't no such thing. You know what I'm saying? It's white.
But books are made to deceive you, keep you still blind.
Right.
Just over all these 6,000 years, still do the same thing.
Right.
And they aided that 7 AD, a little bit before that time, it was still blind.
Yeah, right.
That's why they got to get on there.
All praise. Okay, the books we'll read now is Torah, Jubilee, and book of Enoch. These books are taken out of the Bible. And the Bible we're going to show you today that these books are also needed. But you have to read King James 16:11, the original that we do have, before you can all these books, because this is a lot of knowledge, you know. And this is the only way we're going to find the answers to the Passover, the days of the year, and how to add it up and know when our beginning ends. Like March is the beginning of Passover. We can know what day it begins and what day it ends. You're not find that in the regular King James version of the Bible. You have to go to the Torah, Jubilees, and the book of Enoch.
Right.
And that's what we're going to bring today to understand that. But we're going to briefly go to Passover again, give a further understanding, because what's in Jubilees, it's a little bit more detailed and depth in advance of Passover. So what happened is also this book here, Pseudepigrapha, has all the missing books in it. But the only problem with Pseudepigrapha is that it has like an NIV version in it, the one we have. So I got printed the original version, but he's gonna read this and we're gonna try to see how much difference this book gonna be to my book. But we're gonna do the best we can in bringing it out because, like I said, these is not in Revelation 16 about the book of Jubilees and Torah.
And it's two volumes. Two volumes. Volume 1, volume 2. I got you marked off for him. Yeah.
Like I said, next year when Passover come around, y'all heard of Passover? You heard of Passover? You heard of Passover? Okay, Brother Grant, let's go to Jubilees 49 and 1.
Jubilees 49 and 1. It says, remember the covenant, the commandment which the Lord commanded you concerning Passover, that ye observe in its time on the 14th of the first month, so that you might sacrifice it before it becomes evening, and so that you might eat it during the night, on the evening of the 15th from the time of sunset. For on this night, on the evening of, for on this night, there was the beginning of the feast, and there was the beginning of joy. You continued eating the Passover in Egypt, and all of the powers of Mesopotamia were sent to kill all of the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh to the firstborn of the captive maidservant who was at the milestone, and to the cattle. And this is the sign which the Lord gave to them in every house where they saw the blood of a year-old lamb upon its doors, so that they would not enter into the house to kill. They would pass over, so that all who were in the house might be saved, because the sign of the blood was on its doors. And the host of the Lord did everything which the Lord commanded them. And they passed over all the children of Israel, and the plague did not come upon them to destroy any life from them, whether cattle or men or dogs. And there was a very great plague in Egypt, and there was no house in Egypt in which there was no corpse, and weeping and lamenting. And all of Israel remained eating the flesh of the Passover, and drinking wine, and praising, and blessing, and glorifying the Lord, the God of their fathers. And they were prepared to depart from the yoke of Egypt and from evil slavery.
Let's start with Matthew bondage. Look up on the bondage, piece up on that. Go to Matthew 11:29. Matthew 11:29.
Matthew 11, verse 29. Everybody has it? Praise. Matthew 11, verse 29. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls.
So as soon as you take that yoke upon you, from the old yoke from slavery and bondage, to put on his yoke. That's what you put on his yoke. He said this is light and easy. So now we got to follow Yeshua, which is Jesus Christ. And his blessing that he's going to give us, pouring out all such commandments, he's going to dance in his Bible. You boys ever go back to Jubilees 7? What I said?
Yes. And you remember this day all of the days of your life, and observe it from year to year, all the days of your life, once per year on its day, according to all of its law, and you will not delay one day from its day, or from 1 month to another month. For it is an eternal decree and engraved upon the heavenly tablets for all of the children of Israel, that they might observe it in each and every year, in its day once per year, in all of the generations. And there is no limit of days, because it is ordained forever.
All right, brother. You realize this is engraved in heaven. This is engraved in the heavenly tablet. So everything we're doing on earth is happening in heaven. So therefore everything's recorded. We have to get an order according to the Passover, feast days, and days from eight. We have to get an order down here because it's still happening up there with our Father. So now it's engraved in the heavenly tablets. And like I said, it's Bible going to read a little different what I have. On the word adjoin. Adjoin, everybody knows that means adjoin. Adjoin means do not change place or time of these events. Like I said, and this right here is going to give you specific order and rules we must do the Passover memorial. We have to do exactly according to the scripture. Okay, brother, keep reading 9.
Go to 9?
Yeah.
Verse 9. All right. And as for the man who is purified and does not come, so that he might observe it on its appointed day to bring a gift which is acceptable before the Lord, and to eat and to drink before the Lord on the day of his feast, that man who is purified and nearby shall be uprooted, because he did not bring a gift of the Lord in its appointed time. That man shall lift up sin upon himself, so that the children of Israel will be ones who come and observe Passover on its appointed day, on the 14th of the first month, between the evenings from the third part of the day until the third part of the night, because 2 parts of the day are given for light and 1/3 for evening. This is what the Lord commanded you, so that you might observe it between the evenings.
How about that, brother? Remind us what evenings mean. Evenings is 2 parts. So the Bible tells us when the sun goes down, that's 1 part evening. When the sun goes down to like disappear, that's the 2nd part evening. So he wants to be obedient to his evenings instead of 2 evenings with the S. So we got to observe the Passover according to the evenings. He said 2 parts. It's not one after the sun goes down, it's just night. It's evenings. It's divided in 2 parts. Okay, brother, keep reading.
49, verse 12. And it is not fitting to sacrifice it during any time of light, except during the time of the border of evening. And they shall eat it during the time of evening until 1/3 of the night. And what is left of all its flesh from the 1/3 of the night and beyond, they shall burn with fire. And it is...
Okay, it's give you an order. I want everybody to go to Mark 15:25. Mark, Yeshua, Jesus was being crucified. It was all done in order. It was all done in order according to the Passover. So it says in the 3rd part of the evening, this is that what Yeshua commanded, that you should observe it between evenings. So everything that Yeshua did when he got crucified, it was done in order according to the Passover of the Lamb in the Old Testament. Mark 15:25.
One has it. Mark 15, verse 25. And it was the third hour, and they crucified him. And the subscription of his accusation was written over the King of the Jews.
All praise. It was the 3rd hour. So when it's the 3rd hour, it's going to give you time that when Christ got crucified and every event that happened, what's the 3rd hour, the 4th hour, the 9th hour. So everything that happened, according to the Passover, the Lamb, passing God, Christ Jesus, as on this Passover night. So it happened, he did it in order. Okay, brother, what was that, 12?
Was that 13?
13, go ahead.
And it is not fitting that they should boil it in water. And they shall not eat it raw, but roast it in the fire, cooked with care, its head with its inner organs, and with its feet. They shall roast it in fire, without breaking any of its bones within it, because no bone of the children of Israel will be broken.
Okay, stop right there. Now I'm going to show you that it's done in order. I heard it said, and not break any bone thereof. For the children of Israel, no bones shall be crushed. Okay, let's go to St. John 19:31. I'm saying everything that happened in the Passover, the lamb passed away, Yahshua also, which is Jesus Christ. St. John 19:31-33. That's why it's important. We want to be obedient to the Passover when we do it next year, that we do it in order. St. John 19:31.
Everybody has it? St. John 31?
19:31.
19:31, excuse me, 19:31. The Jews thereof, because it was the preparation that the body should not remain upon the cross on the Sabbath day. The Sabbath day was an high day. Besought Pilate that their legs might be broken and that they might be taken away. Then came the soldiers and brake the legs of the first and of the other, which was crucified with him. But when they came to Yahshua and saw that he was dead already, they brake not his legs.
Oh, praise God, praise God. Now you see that it's going in order, according to the old Passover. It's going decent in order, so everything happened in the Old Testament, according to that lamb, is happening in Yahshua. He did it exactly the way he did the lamb. Because he was that lamb, he that sacrifice. And we're going to celebrate on the Passover. Yahshua is that lamb. Jesus Christ is that lamb. He was sacrificed for us. So it's done strictly in order. That's why I thought about order. He wants to order too down here. And so everything that's going on in the kingdom is still going on. Sabbath, all that, never stop. So everything down here, once we get back to you, we have to get it right according to reading scripture to find out what they have to deal with. We first got to be obedient to him. He said, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. The beginning of wisdom is fear of the Lord. So therefore, we have to fear him and want to know this word. We want to be obedient to it. Like Sister said, when you leave here, you should still want to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments. When we walk out that door, we should just, okay, it's over with. No, it goes on to your house, to your job, come back on the Sabbath. Every day we should fear the Lord and be obedient. Okay, brother, go back to 14.
14. Therefore the Lord commanded the children of Israel to observe the Passover on its appointed day, and it is not fitting to break any bone from it, because it is the day of the feast, and it is the day of the command, and there is no passing over in it, one day from its day, or from month to month, because it shall be observed on the day of the feast. And you command the children of Israel to observe the Passover in their days in every year, once per year, on its appointed day, and it will come as an acceptable memorial from before the Lord. And the plague will not come to kill or to smite during that year, when they have observed the Passover in its appointed time, in all respects according to his command. And it is not fitting to eat it outside of the sanctuary of the Lord, but facing the sanctuary of the Lord. And all the people of the congregation of Israel will observe it in its appointed time. And all the men who come on its day will eat in the sanctuary of your God before the Lord. Whoever is 20 years or older, because thus it is written and decreed that they shall eat it in the sanctuary of the Lord.
I need another order. It must be eaten in the sanctuary. In the sanctuary. People go out places and do the Passover in the desert and fields and places like that. He's not telling us to do it out there. Don't get nobody. He's telling me in the sanctuary. So this is order. That's important for us to know the order and give us to do the Passover. We don't want to just do the Passover and not be obedient and not read these scriptures, because right here for us to read, but we go out and just do it. No, you want to do it in order, because this is something important, this is something spiritual. We must do it in order. Okay, brother, keep reading 13, 18.
And whenever the children of Israel enter into the land which they will possess, into the land of Canaan, they will set up the tabernacle of the Lord in the midst of the land in one of their tribes, until the sanctuary of the Lord is built upon the land. And it will come to pass, when they come and observe the Passover in the midst of the tabernacle of the Lord, that they will sacrifice it before the Lord from year to year. And in the days when a house is built in the name of the Lord in the land of their inheritance, they shall go there, and they shall sacrifice the Passover at evening when the sun is setting on the third part of the day. And they shall offer up its blood on the threshold of the altar, and its fat they shall place on the fire which is above the altar, and they shall eat its flesh cooked in fire within the court of the house which is sanctified in the name of the Lord. And they shall not be able to observe the Passover in their cities or in any district except before the tabernacle of the Lord, or before his house in which his name dwells, and let them not stray from after the Lord.
And sorry. All praise. He's giving an order. You cannot do it anywhere but in the sanctuary. You know, all order where to do it at. So you can't just say, "I'm going to pass over to you." Our Father already told that place. Okay? There's another piece of Mark 14 and 12 to 17. This is the same thing happened in the Old Testament, and Joshua was the same thing. Same way. Mark 14 and 12 to 17. So I think just want to do this Passover. Passover, Friday, this is what we want to do. They ain't supposed to do it. That's the line first. But you know, I think he's going to spare you. You don't know when you do the issue. Don't go just doing the Passover without having no ordained, being obedient to the Passover, the rules, the commands, all that. You know, like you just say you hit the Christian church, you're doing the same thing the church is doing. Right. You're not reading the Bible, you're not ordained and the commands of how we're going to do the Passover. We're going to be obedient next year. We're going to be obedient to the Passover, according to the date, according to the calendar, and all that. Okay, got it, brother?
Yes.
Mark 14 and 12.
Mark 14 and 12. And the first day of unleavened bread, when they killed the Passover, his disciples said unto him, Where wilt thou that we go and prepare that thou mayest eat the Passover? And he sendeth forth 2 of his disciples, and saith unto them, Go ye into the city, and there shall meet you a man bearing a pitcher of water. Follow him. And wheresoever he shall go in, say ye to the good man of the house, The master saith, Where is the guest chamber, where I shall eat the Passover with my disciples? And he will shew you a large upper room, furnished and prepared. There, make ready for us. And his disciples went forth, and came into the city, and found as he had said unto them, and they made ready the Passover. And in the evening he cometh with 12.
All praise. Now, who gave the order to go to the Passover when we celebrate that? Yeshua did. Jesus did. They didn't have the Passover. Anyway, same thing it's talking about Old Testament. It's still the New Testament. Everything in the Old Testament, of course, now the lamb, the location, everything, Yeshua did. Right. Night of his, he got crucified.
That's right.
Everything, every drop.
That's right.
So now that we know this, now we have to do every drop. We can't leave nothing undone. But we still do it in order like he gave it to us. But we got the books. We got his word. We ain't got no excuse not to do it right. Right. So when we do what we want to do it right, we don't just go out and do the Passover and say, we're not learning. Our job is to teach the Passover. Now we go out to teach people, no, this is how you do the Passover. You just don't go do this and that. He also said wine, unleavened bread, lamb, all that we will eat. And that's what we'll do. What's the Passover? We're going to be there. The ones that don't, whatever, but we want to do of course what the Bible said. How we're going to do the Passover. The colors and all that, that's something as a group that we can do. But other than that, of course, we scripture, the location, and all that. We have to be obedient to that. So all of us just pray on it. We just pray on it, we do it. We got the scriptures, we know we get them right. We can keep calling each other, talking to each other, until that day comes, and we'll be obedient to the scriptures. Okay, verse 22.
And you, Moses, commanded the children of Israel so that they shall keep the ordinance of the Passover just as it was commanded to you, so that you might return to them its annual occurrence each year, both its period of days and the feast of unleavened bread, so that they might eat unleavened bread for 7 days, so that they might observe its feast, and so that they might bring its gifts day by day. during those 7 days to rejoice before the Lord upon the altar of your God. For this feast you observed with nervousness when you went out from Egypt, until you entered into the wilderness of Shur, because you completed it on the shore of the sea.
Okay, now we get into the months and the years and know how to count the years, know how to figure out the beginning of our years and end of our years and our months. We'll get into that topic. We're right over to Genesis 1:14 through 19. Genesis 1:14 through 19.
Everybody has it?
Oh, praise.
Genesis 1, verse 14. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs, and for seasons, and for days, and years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And God made 2 great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the 4th day.
All praise. Listen up. Evening and the morning was the first day. So when the sun go down, it's the beginning of a new day. Okay? Now let's go down to 31. Same book, 1 and 31.
Yes.
This is 1 and 31.
And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the 6th day.
All praise. Now let's go to 2 and 1. Genesis 2 and 1.
Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the 7th day, God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the 7th day from all his work he had made.
All praise, all praise. Now, see right here where it says the 7th day, and the sun. And when the sun goes down, it's how we count our days according to the Sabbath day. And when we prove that in the book of Jubilee, it says that in God, that's the 7th day, and sanctified it. And all the days he called them numbers. He counted them. So it's all about numbers. It's all about numbers. So he counted from the Saturday to the next Sabbath, to the next Sabbath, to the next Sabbath. That's how we get our months. Now let's go to Jubilees 4:16. Jubilees 4:16. Jubilees 4:16.
And in the 11th Jubilee, Jared took for himself a wife, and her name was Barakah, the daughter of Rasul, and the daughter of his father's brother, as a wife in the 4th week of the Jubilee, and she bore a son for him in the 5th week, in the 4th year of the Jubilee, and he called him Enoch. This one was the first who learned writing and knowledge and wisdom from among the sons of men, from among those who were born upon earth, and who wrote in a book the signs of the heaven according to the order of their months, so that the sons of man might know that appointed time of the years, according to their order.
So let's read that again. Read that again.
All right, bring it all again.
We're going to see who in the Bible, who Enoch was out of the Bible, which the Bible is telling you who our Father gave to wisdom and knowledge to know the days, the months, the time, and the years. Read again, bro.
16.
Go ahead.
And in the 11th Jubilee, Jared took for himself a wife, and her name was Barak, the daughter of Rasul, the daughter of his father's brother, as a wife, in the 4th week of that Jubilee. And she bore a son for him in the 5th week, in the 4th year of the Jubilee, and he called him Enoch. This one was the first who learned writing and knowledge and wisdom from among the sons of men, from among those who were born upon earth, and who wrote in a book the signs of the heaven according to the order of their months, so that the sons of man might know the appointed time of the years according to their order, with respect to each of their months. This one was the first who wrote a testimony and testified to the children of men throughout the generations of the earth. And their weeks according to jubilees he recounted, and the days of the years he made known, and the months he set in order, and the Sabbaths and the years he recounted, just as we made known to him.
Oh, praise God, praise God. Now, that's you. The only thing that you're going to get, the beginning of the year, end of the year, is the book of Enoch, which they took out.
Wow.
That's why we got to go to these books today to bring out where this information is at. It's not in the King James 1611 book. It's in the book of Enoch, which they took out. Just like the Jubilees and all the other books, they took out Apocrypha, all that. Wow. So when we learn the King James Version Bible, then we spur out the other books. So we have to learn the Bible first to get to understand the Bible first when we go to these books. But this is a lot of knowledge, a lot of food to take in. Okay, my brother, let's go to Jubilees 6 to 32. Jubilees 6 to 32.
And all the days which will be commanded will be 52 weeks of days, and all of them are a complete year. Thus it is engraved and ordained on the heavenly tablets, and there is no transgression in a single year from year to year. And you commanded the children of Israel so that they shall guard the years in this number. 364 days it shall be a complete year. And no...
Start it, brother. Go back up top. Go back up top.
Okay.
Start at 30 again.
And all of the days which will be commanded.
Commandment. Start right there. This is a commandment to know these days.
Wow.
This is a commandment also. We cannot leave this commandment here undone. This is a commandment that we know this. We do not know it going to make us lead us astray into a lie. Worship all these pagan holidays and doing this and that because we don't know it. This is a commandment on these days. They know how to count them.
Wow.
Okay? Wait, brother, read again.
And all of the days which will be commanded will be 52 weeks of days, and all of them are a complete year.
A complete year.
Wow.
All of them is a complete year. Okay, keep reading, brother.
Thus, it is engraved and ordained on the heavenly tablets.
And it's ordained engraved in the heavenly tablets again. All this stuff is recorded in heaven, so he wants us to get it right down here. We don't get it right down here to make it up there. When we go to the kingdom, we got to know how to do it there. So we need to get it right down here.
Quickly, so how many days of the year we have? 364.
It's 4, not 5. The world say 5.
Right,
The Bible tells you it's different.
364 days of the year.
364 days.
Right.
It's going by 7. It's going by 7. It's 52 Sabbaths in a year.
Right.
52 Sabbaths in a year.
Right.
That's how you add it by 7. I want to take you to Genesis.
Amen. I'll praise
That's right. So that's what we have to notice in the Bible.
Good job, brother.
Okay, brother, go ahead, brother. 30, 31.
And all of them are a complete year. Thus it is engraved and ordained on the heavenly tablets, and there is no transgression in a single year from year to year.
Well, mine says commandment. So what we're saying, it says there is no neglect in this commandment.
Right.
There is no neglect in this commandment that He's given us, that we know this. Okay, brother, keep reading 32.
And you command the children of Israel so that they shall guard the years in this number, 364 days, and it will be a complete year.
So right up. 364 days. Times that by 7. Times by 7. You know, I mean, 52 times 7.
364.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a year.
It makes sense. It just add up. Because the leap years, the leap year and all the stuff that they interject in the Roman calendar. It makes sense. It's 364 days in the year.
That's right. On 7, go back to the 7th day. You calculate 7 days, 52 Sabbath. That makes the whole complete year.
Wow.
And go by the sun going down. Don't go by the moon. The moon gonna leave you straight. All these accounts going by the moon, that's a lot of this Bible here not gonna tell you that. Going by the sun going down every Sabbath. You count 52 Sabbaths out of a year.
Right.
52 Sabbaths. That's what we must do. It's easy. Once we find out the end of the year, this year, next year we on point.
Right.
Add up the way he tells us to do it.
That's powerful.
Add up the days from the end of last year, add from that day to next year, we'll get the beginning of the Sabbath again.
Right,
to the beginning of Passover.
Right. That makes sense, man. That makes sense.
You got 52 Sabbaths, 52 Sabbaths, 364 days.
Right.
Brother,
I was going to ask you, because I was trying to figure out about the Sabbath. The Sabbath day, I know we meet up every Saturday, but does the Sabbath actually, like, move?
No. It's like numbers. It's like numbers. If you go to another doctor, you go to the world calendar, they kind of always go you wrong. He wants us to count these days. He gave us an order right now. He said 364 days. Yeah. 364 days. He said 30. Let's start at 30 again, really slow. Start 30.
And all the days which will be commanded will be 52 weeks of days. And
Right now, it's 52 weeks a day. Go ahead, brother.
And all of them are a complete year.
There you go. And all of them are complete year. Don't worry about the calendar. Don't worry about no calendar no more. Listen.
I think what you heard, what he was saying, don't worry about the moon. That's what people are moving it.
That's right.
They go by the moon, or whatever.
The moon will throw you off.
Because the thing, go ahead, brother.
Like what you're saying, okay, like when I first woke up, I was getting confused too.
Yeah.
A lot of people were saying that Sabbath time on Saturday, Sabbath time on Saturday. Now, when we do have some of the feast days, some of those days will be like Sabbath. That's the ones that kind of move.
Yeah.
This week and Saturday, it never moves. It never moves. It's always going to be, 7 days, 6 days work, 7 days.
Right.
So that Sabbath always going to be your Sabbath.
Right.
Like say, like we had a feast of like trumpets. Like, it's thing is releasing Sabbath on that day. So you still gonna have the weekly Sabbath.
Yeah.
But those other Sabbath days, they'll come up too.
Because when I was looking at it one time, I was looking up researching about our calendar. Like, we go based off the Roman, it's a Roman Catholic calendar, they came up with. So they call this day Saturday and that day Sunday. So, all right, but we just want based off what the word say.
That's right. If you stick to this word right here, you'll never get off track.
Yeah,
you count on it. What?
Nah. So that's what I'm saying. So are we basing the Sabbath but we basing it off their calendar? You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, that kind of off. That kind of off. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, because we get up on Saturday, that's based off the calendar they gave us, not based off our own Israelite calendar. You know what I'm saying? And so what you're breaking down right now, because the calendar I was looking at, I gotta find it though. I had took a screenshot.
Yeah, the calendar and all that.
I think because when I first woke up, I heard somebody saying about Gregorian calendar. And somebody else said no, we actually go by the Babylonian calendar.
Yeah.
You
There's many different calendars.
That's what I'm saying.
Different calendars.
That's what they said.
Green calendar.
The enemy changed the time and it's the way I say it. That's what happened. Yeah, why?
Well, go ahead, sister, your question.
I think that going off what you were saying, the Sabbaths, I don't know, worship the Sabbath. If y'all created 7 days and 6 days of work on the 7 days of rest, so no matter what calendar it is, it's 7 days, right? 6 days you work, that, how you say it?
6 day
You
work.
always gonna have 7 days.
You don't have 7 days. That's 364 days. That's what that comes out to.
Right.
Times 7.
Right, but what I'm saying is, to know what day to worship the Sabbath, throughout the whole week, you got 7 days in the week. So if you work it, and what day of the week, what's the first day of the week?
Sunday.
Sunday is the first day of the week.
Yeah.
Saturday is the end. Seventh day, right?
Friday night, remember, we're not dealing with morning. So we're about morning to night. That's first day.
Right.
We go out in the evening. We go out evening. That's where they get this stuff. That's where they go off.
Right.
We don't go out in the morning.
Right. That's when we begins that night.
That's right.
The new day.
The world, even though they read the calendar, similar to our calendar, really the calendar we supposed to go by is Enoch Calinder.
Right.
Which they destroyed in the book of Apocrypha. Right. I say I have to take you all the way to Apocrypha to explain that. So like I say, all these other books that we got together, we have to read these books.
Right.
In Apocrypha, they did away with the Enoch Calinder. They made us worship it. And all you guys say they want to do it with all Israelites. And they say your name will be no more. So they got rid of our calendar. They got rid of all that stuff. You start worshiping all the pagan gods that they did in the book of Apocrypha. Right. That's why I say we got to read King James verse 16:11. We have to read our whole book, and then we start to read another book. You haven't read the other book, you're not ready to go to another book. Right. We have to be in our dance with read King James verse 16:11, keep eating that milk. Right. Being ready for this meat yet. Because once you receive the meat, it'll throw you off. Then you start being ready, you get lost, you get confused, then you will start doing other stuff. Right. Then you go doubt the Bible. We are hungry, but we're getting hungry trying to get everybody to feed us. Right. No, read what's in your hand first. Right. Get an understanding of King James verse 16:11. Now, when you're getting order to get baptized and all that stuff, the Holy Spirit will teach you. Now you have the power to understand all these other books. You can't go out grabbing all these other books you ain't finished this yet. What you doing?
That's real. That's real.
You cannot grab another book.
That's real.
You don't even know what to read yet. This Bible here, the book of Joshua, tell you about the other books that's missing. Right. That's how we know what books are missing. That's what books we know what to read. But if you don't be in order with it, and grab other books, you're going to be out of order. That's real. We have to read this King James verse 16 right here from the beginning of the end, know it. Then we go grab the other books. We just can't go grab the other books, and we have an ace yet. We don't have a person that's y'all yet. Right. But we read all these other books. No. Get this right here. Get this right. Know this. Then go out and spread to the other books. You know what I'm saying? Because therefore we're out of order when we go to the other books. But it's easy to get there straight. It's easy to fall back. You're getting too much knowledge. Right. Knowledge you ain't ready for it. You read something you don't understand yet. Read this first. Then you go and look at the other books and your Holy Spirit and say, no, go right away. No, go right away. But you go read it, Holy Spirit, you're not going to have Holy Spirit enough in all of this. We have to read this Bible right here. Right. That's right. And know who, what, when, why, what. That's right. Why this happened to this person, why this happened to that person, this and that. If you don't know that, then you go see the other books, they'll throw you off. They'll throw you totally off. Okay, brother, start back up again.
Real quick question. So the first New Year's just passed, right? The New Year's.
March. Well, you have to realize, again, it's a lot. It's a lot called. Their March, which is a pagan March, our New Year's don't start in March 1. Right. Our New Year's start in March 16. Wow. Our New Year's start in the middle of March, which is in the middle of April. Right. Our months is in sync together, and they're in the middle of March. It don't start on March 1st. Our New Year's does not start that day. Our New Year's start on March 16th. That's right. But we have to read the notes. We have to stay in this Bible, man. We have to stay in the Bible. Like I said, it's a lot. Right. It is a lot. Right. But we just do, if we do this count, right here on the right now, if you do this count, and we know that the beginning of last year, now we know that the end of last year was March 15th. Yeah. Wow. Now you count from March 15th, 364 days. Right. It'll give you the next. That's right. New Year.
There you go. Right, you ain't lying. Right.
52 Sabbath.
In the middle of March, right.
In the middle. Right. It's not day one. So how they done slide us and trick us so many ways, man. That little old minute, that little second, that little hour, they tricked us. Right. But we gotta read this Bible, man. We gotta read it. Right. Honestly, to know it. It's easy to add up and we got the command right here. This is commandment to know this. Why don't we know it? We don't read enough. We do not read enough. Everybody in here, I'll be honest with you. By the time the Passover come again, whoever didn't read this whole Bible is out of order. Whoever haven't read this whole Bible is out of order.
I believe
it takes me 6 months to read this whole Bible.
That's right. I agree.
6 months to read this whole Bible.
That's right.
With Apocrypha. With Apocrypha. Right. If we're not reading this, really, we got to order. A whole year you can't read his word?
Something wrong.
Something wrong. For real. 1 year?
Right.
A whole year? 364 days?
That's right.
If we can't read this Bible, this is
a
good.
Bible every day, at least 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
But he give us an order of commands how to know his days and times. He gave Enoch on it. The only one find is go to Enoch, which they took out of the Bible. It's a lot of meat in Enoch, but we're not ready for it. We ain't ready this yet. Jubilees, there's a lot of meat in that. We ain't ready this yet. The reason why I put Apocrypha is because Apocrypha goes in like in the mystics also. But we need Apocrypha to understand some things and teach. When you go to the book of Enoch, it's very powerful. Moses and Enoch basically got the same spirit and truth as the word. Moses went in the cloud for the night. Our Father gave him all the information that he gave Enoch.
That's right, brother. That's right.
All the information that Enoch had, Moses got.
That's
Wrote
right.
in the book. But you're not getting the days code, we're not giving to Moses to give us. Enoch trying to give us the days and the time. The year. All the prophets had something to do, all of them had a job to do. Enoch was this counting the time. Okay, brother, start talking again. 31.
Thus it is engraved and ordained on the heavenly tablets, and there is no transgression in a single year from year to year. And you commanded the children of Israel so that they shall guard the years in this number, 364 days, and it will be a complete year. And no one shall corrupt its appointed time from its day or from its feast, because all of the appointed times will arrive in the according to the testimony. And they will not pass over a day, and they will not corrupt a feast. But if they are transgressed and they do not observe them according to his commandment, then they will corrupt all of their fixed times, and the years will be moved from within this order, and they will transgress their ordinances. And all of the sons of Israel will forget, and they will not find the way of the years. And they will forget the new moons and appointed times and Sabbaths. And they will set or wear all of the ordinances of the years. For I know, and henceforth I shall make you know, but not from my own heart, because the book is written before me, and is ordained in the heavenly tablets, and of the divisions of days, lest they forget the feast of the covenant, and walk in the feast of the Gentiles, after their errors and after their ignorance.
Why do we walk in the feast of the Gentiles? Because we do not know this. It's easy to fall in their trap. Christmas, Easter, all that. Because we don't know this part that He's given us. Okay, brother, keep reading.
And there will be those who will examine the moon diligently, because it will corrupt the appointed times, and it will advance from year to year 10 days.
Too soon. Wow. If you're going by the moon, you're way ahead of time. Wow. Before you know the whole year is added extra in. What time will be way off. Wow. If you're going by the moon, which these counts do, Israelite counts, Gentiles in the world go by the moon. But read again, brother, 36.
And there will be those who will examine the moon diligently, because it will corrupt the appointed times, and it will advance from year to year 10 days. Okay, 37. Therefore, the years. And there will be those who will examine the moon diligently, because it will corrupt the appointed times, and it will advance from year to year 10 days.
Okay, I'm going to remind you, but it's something different. Mine said, this was Jubilee said, but there will be those who will surely make observation of the moon, how it disturbs the season and comes in from year to year, 10 days too soon. The moment you observe the moon, it's off course. This book is especially for us to stay in order on course with the days, years, months, and time. After you get this scripture right here, we can never go wrong again. It's easy. It's all about numbers. It's all about numbers, about 7 to 7, 52/7.
Right.
364 days a year, make a complete year. No matter what they tell you, no matter what calendar you have, if you do it this way, you'll never get off point. Okay, brother, 37.
Therefore the years will come to them as the corrupt, and make a day of testimony and reproach, and a profane day a festival. And they will mix up everything, a holy day as a profane, and profane one for a holy day, because they will set R-E-A-W-R-Y, excuse me, the months and Sabbaths, and feasts and jubilees.
So right up. Let's go to Acts 12, 1 through 4. I'm going to show you exactly how this happened in the Bible. It's actually happened in the Bible. A lot of people say that they see this name in the Bible, and they do it because they see the name in the Bible. But the word Easter is in the Bible for a reason. The word Easter, don't say when, the Bible don't say when Easter happened, according to what the scripture right here just told you. Acts 12, 1 through 4.
Everyone has it? All praise. Acts 12, verse 1. Now about the time Herod the king stretched forth his hands to vex certain of the church, and he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword. And because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of unleavened bread.
This is not real. It was the days of unleavened bread, right?
And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quaternions of soldiers, quaternions of soldiers, to keep him intended after Easter.
After Easter. Which day was it supposed to? The Passover.
Right.
The Passover. They had Easter right over the Passover in the Bible, showing you that we get on track with the true Passover, true feast days. We start worshiping at Christmas, all that. But we don't recognize the truth according to the holy day. So every holiday they put right by a holy day.
Right.
To throw us off.
To bring him forth to the people.
Okay. Now let's go back to Jubilee 30.
The months and Sabbaths and feasts and jubilees, therefore I shall command you, and I shall bear witness to you, so that you may bear witness to them, because after you have died, your sons will be corrupted, so that they will not make a year, only 364 days.
Because they will not make a year 364 days. Because they will not. Don't go to 35. Don't be off order.
Right.
The Bible tells us different.
Right.
The Bible tells us totally different. Okay, brother, that goes to Enoch.
Finish that?
Enoch.
38.
Yeah, go 38.
And therefore they will set R-E-A-W-R-Y, the months and the appointed times and the Sabbaths and the feasts, and they will eat all of the blood with all flesh.
Right. For example, Easter, Esther, the woman goddess. That word Easter in Hebrew means Esther. So when you say happy Easter, you say Esther.
Wow.
The woman goddess. So we don't get an order with the days and times. We don't Easter fall today, Christmas Day, Easter Day, all the holidays. And also, I think what Friday was called St. Patrick's Day, the last day of Passover, they call that St. Patrick's Day.
Right.
All of them holidays, we don't know part of. We're going to get this truth. Okay, bro, let's go to
Enoch, 72.
72:13. You know, I'm going more with you, but then.
Okay.
Right.
Through the third gate, 33.
Yeah, 72:13.
I got you. The lengths of days and the night, as well as the shortness of the day and the night, are determined by the course of the circuit of the sun.
Stop right there. Of the who?
Of the sun.
Reprint this off again. 72:13.
The lengths of the day and the night as well as the shortness of the day and the night are determined by the course of the circle.
So now the sun going down, sun coming up, is what we count the days when the sun goes down, of course, the days.
Right.
End of the days. So we read all the way from the beginning of creation in Genesis. The seventh day was sanctified.
All praise.
That's why I told you Genesis 2 verse 14 was said the morning and the evening was the first day. The world goes by morning to morning.
Right.
Or this is a new day. When they wake up in the morning, this is a new day.
Right.
Don't y'all heard the world say that?
That's right.
Every morning, this is a new day. In the morning. They're not looking at the night when the sun goes down, that's a new day. What?
Excuse me, Slot. They can say when 11 or 12 o'clock hit, that's
That's right, next day, 12 o'clock at night.
So that's false.
That's way out, that's false.
Right.
That's not true according to Scripture.
Right.
Okay, brother, keep reading.
Okay. And distinguished it by it. The circuit becomes longer or shorter day by day and night by night, respectively. Thus, this is the order for the course of the movement and the settlement of the sun, that great luminary which is called the sun, for the duration of the years of the universe. In respect to its going in and coming out, it is that it shall come out and go in this manner, and neither does it diminishes in respect to its brightness, nor take rest, but continue to run day and night. As for the intensity of its light, it is sevenfold brighter than that of the moon. Nevertheless, the sun and the moon are equal in regard to their respective sizes.
All praise, all praise. Everybody understands that we go by the sun according to our days. We go by, don't worry about the calendar no more. Don't worry about the calendar at all. Know how to count your days. Know that March 16th, not day 1, March 16th is the beginning of the new year. So you count from March 16th when the sun go down. So you count from March 16th all the way. Once you count it, I got the chart right here. Shabbat, January, February, and they're in the sync. You got Adam, February, March, they're in sync. March and April, they're in sync. It's not like the beginning of March 1. Don't go by March 1. Go by the middle of each month.
16?
Yes, 16. I gotta say that with my parents around. But I can make copies of it if I want to.
Yeah.
So we know how to. Also got calendars. If you want to try yourselves. Take on the night, what we calendar is to do that calendar, convert down the numbers, write the numbers down, try to Excel. But you got to do it from 2016 to 2017.